Here we go. Deadpool. Hi everyone, it's Roger and Abe here from DisKingdom.com with another episode of the DisKingdom podcast. And in this episode, we're going to be discussing superhero fatigue. Something that's been coming up a lot more now in sort of stories, etc., with superhero movies, superhero TV shows. And it was just kind of one of the things I thought, let's sort of have a bit of a discussion about it. So Abe, are you suffering from superhero fatigue yet?
No, I'm suffering from not enough superhero stuff, to be honest with you. No, I mean, okay, look, I get this argument. I get it. I mean, we are in a huge phase right now where the cinematic industry, I'm sorry, the movie industry, cinematic industry, same thing, whatever. The movie industry is very dependent on superhero movies right now. It's just it's the big seller. It's what's catching everybody. It's part of pop culture, and I get it. But I honestly think it's just those who are tired of seeing superheroes are the ones that are complaining. Because to be honest with you, this is where I'm like they're completely dumb for saying this. Every movie before this that had nothing to do with superheroes still has that same storyline, that plot line. He doesn't have to be a superhero, but eventually something goes wrong in the movie, and then boom, this person has to save the day. They don't need to be superheroes. It's just the same thing. I mean, yeah, just because they're going off of stories in comic books, okay, I get it. I see where the fatigue comes from. But to be honest with you, no way. I just think it's just people who honestly don't like Marvel or DC or any superhero type of movie, and they're just tired of seeing them in the theaters. But to be honest with you, this is what I have to say to them. There are plenty of movies out there that aren't superhero movies. Go see those.
See, there's this kind of thing. And now I'm going to be I am a huge superhero fan. I love it. I watch all the TV shows. I watch all the movies. And I can't wait to go see them. You know, for me, you know, I could have a superhero movie every month and I'd be happy. I can sit down every week and watch a couple of episodes of like this year alone, you know, I've gone through Daredevil, loved it. I thought Daredevil was fantastic. The Flash, fantastic TV show. Arrow, fantastic TV show. Gotham, I'm going to be honest, I got halfway through season 1. They took the season break, and I've now got the other half of the series sat on catch up because, in all honesty, it was like, okay, I'm going to keep this for later. It's like, I know he's going to become Batman. I don't know. Then
I give up on episode 2 in Gotham. I hated it.
I've got, and then you've got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You've got, which Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is kind of, if this season was better than the last one. Then just recently, in the last couple of weeks, we've had Agent Carter start in the UK. And so I'm watching that one. Thankfully, for some reason, it got delayed in the UK. So I'm getting it in the middle now where there is nothing else. So I'm getting something new every week. So that's kind of good. Yeah. But my wife turned around to me and was like, she said she was watching Agent Carter and she goes, I don't think much of this. She goes, and I said, it's okay. And she said, well, she said, well, would you admit that it was bad? Kind of thing. And I remember when we came out of Ant-Man, she was like, do we need us like, oh, it wasn't as good as Age of Ultron. And she started, and I'm looking now at this new lineup for the summer, and we've got Supergirl. We've got the new, I can't remember the name, the DC version with Atom and I can't think of the team's name. I've gone complete blank. It's a spin-off of The Flash. And so I'm now looking at it going, oh, God, now they're adding 2 more. And then we've got Jessica Jones coming in December. You know, in the middle of December, we could have, Agent Carter, there's going to be 8 to 10 TV shows on. And I know that if they're all on during the same week, I can't watch them all. There's too many.
So are you suffering from fatigue then? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not suffering. I enjoy the show. So therefore, I enjoy watching them all, but I can see how they are going to run this thing into the ground if they aren't. Well, I say if they aren't capable, but I think they're going to. It's starting to creep in. People are starting to get dropping off. Things like Ant-Man are a perfect example of a movie that maybe had it not had all these TV shows, there might have been more appetite for it. Fantastic Four has just been getting some seriously bad reviews yesterday, so we're going to hold out our own thoughts on that. But it's a movie I'm not interested in seeing.
I mean, yeah.
And it's not just because it's Fox, and I don't really want to. The movie just doesn't appeal to me. There's nothing fun about it. You know, we've discussed the Deadpool trailer on another episode. Really looking forward to that one. X-Men Apocalypse. At the minute of what I've seen, not that bothered about it. You know, we've got Suicide Squad, we've got Batman, we've got Civil War, we've got can't even remember what other Marvel
Doctor
movies.
Strange.
You know, there's
Black
so
Panther.
much coming out,
And
I'm just wondering. The comic books have such a huge back catalogue of stories, and I'm glad we're not just keep doing origins and over again. But I think this thing of TV and movies, if they keep going the way they are going to oversaturate it, and each time they're all taking a chip because they all want a piece of the pie, but that pie is getting just, I don't know. I can see where this fatigue is coming from. I'm still going to watch every movie, and I'm still going to love them, and I still love superhero stuff. So I'm maybe not at that fatigue point, but I can start to see what's happening with too much coming out. And this winter, I am thinking there's too much.
I mean, to be honest with you, though, the truth is that the superhero movies, specifically, I do want to pinpoint the Marvel Cinematic Universe. To be honest with you, I may be comparing apples to apples, but they are the same. I mean, apples to oranges, but this is almost the same thing because this is all fruit, basically. We don't have Harry Potter anymore. We don't have, like, Hunger Games is about to end. We don't have any more Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. You know, there's nothing huge that connects. There's no franchise that's continuous anymore. And the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been filling that void for so long that, like you said, people want to jump in and fuel on this cash grab, which is why I think Fantastic Four was made, which I feel is just a money grab because I don't think the story is good, or at least from what I've seen. You can tell that Suicide Squad and Batman vs Superman, this is all jumping into trying to copy that same model that Marvel has put down, and then they started to tie in the TV shows. Like, for example, I mean, you already had like Arrow and stuff going on before, but now they're trying to make everything work and put them together. And like now you have these independent streaming services like Netflix doing Daredevil and all that stuff. It's like everybody's trying to jump into this and enjoy the money, like you said. But unfortunately, there's really no other big franchise to go fall under. You don't say Minions because this last movie was horrible. But to be honest with you, I get it. There's a lot of it going on, and eventually it's going to reach this bubble where it's going to burst. But as long as the formula sticks and it's doing okay, some of them will survive. But at this point, I disagree. I think the people who are feeling the fatigue are in the minority at this point. So that's my opinion.
It's that kind of thing as well. Of I think I think everyone was on the lookout for Ant-Man to be the flop that brings down Marvel. I mean, there's this kind of thing. I think maybe with people that aren't familiar with Marvel and stuff, and I know there's a bit of almost elitist going on with Hollywood. Some people look down their nose that they're not proper movies and it's not proper cinema. And it's like, well, get over it. It's a big summer blockbuster. If I want to watch a T-Rex destroying something, or I want to watch a man flying around with a cape, that's what I want to watch. I don't always want to watch what won an Oscar and is the most amazing one, because usually I often find it just a rather boring 2 hours. But everyone's got different entertainment, and there is this thing I do wonder if they are overkilling it, and some of us do have partners and stuff that want to watch it with, but there's a limit to what if you're not a superhero fan. There's only so much you can put up with, I think, and I do wonder I don't know, maybe if it's TV is maybe going into overdrive rather than the movies. The movies are slightly different because like in August we got Fantastic Four, in July we had Ant-Man, in May we had Age of Ultron. So therefore there's only 3 movies in 12 months, so it's not as bad. I don't know if it's the TV side of things that are where they're ramping up too much. And that's where the problem could be, where it's the idea that that's where it's coming from.
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, I got the Cap behind me. I got Hulkbuster right here, and there's another I still want to call them sort of superheroes, but another franchise that is kind of similar to superheroes, which are Star Wars. Those are the only ones that are going to stick around for a while, unless the guy who wrote The Fall in Our Stars creates this awesome franchise, or J.K. Rowling decides to say, you know what, it's time for more Harry Potter books. I mean, then otherwise, this is what the era we're in. I mean, superheroes are here to stay until something else dethrones them. I mean, back then when we had Lord of the Rings, superhero movies weren't that great. I think the only big thing that we really had was maybe one Marvel movie a year, like Iron Man back in the day, or even you had a couple of Harry Potter movies coming out, and then you had The Dark Knight or something like that. But that's it. Right now, we don't have anything else, so people are just jumping on. And I mean, who doesn't want to see Superman versus Batman, or who doesn't want to see Iron Man versus Captain America? I mean, people who don't want to see that, no disrespect to you guys, but it is what it is.
I think it's a real weird thing because, you know, there are so many good stories in the comic books to be told in either TV or in movies. You know, comic books have been around, you know, they've been around since, you know, superheroes have been around, you know, the 30s and the 40s and stuff.
Forever.
There's a lot of stuff, and they are now just part of pop culture, part of what people watch. And I think there's still kind of a big majority of people that don't understand the appeal of superheroes. And it's like they aren't going away. These are entrenched in people's mindsets now. You know, they aren't going away, and I'm just really glad now we are starting to get some different stories coming through in the TVs and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And then not to mention not just that, but we're also getting obscure, different superhero stories. Like Ant-Man was different. I mean, we have Doctor Strange coming. We have Black Panther coming. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy was a risk. You know what I mean? Like, at least we're getting some variety as far as story goes. It's not just, you know, the same guy in an iron suit or a hammer. You know what I mean? It's different. So
yeah, there's only so many Batman and Spider-Man origin movies that can be made.
I mean, Batman is the best example. How many Batman movies are there? Like almost 9 now, I think, or like, maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe it's like 7, but still, that's a lot. I mean, this is good. At least we're getting variety. If this was like, if tomorrow in the cinemas, you know, Iron Man 12 came out, okay, I'd understand. But you know, we're not even on 4.
No.
So I get it. I see why people are tired of it, but there's no more Twilight books, so and then nobody liked 50 Shades of Grey, so good luck.
I think, but then I think, you know, when you look at like TV and stuff, quite often when they see something to jump on, they jump on it on full thing. You know, like vampires. Twilight was popular, so suddenly we got a flood of vampire TV shows. You know, we've had it with like Lord of the Rings. We had like Game of Thrones, very popular. But then suddenly we get all these popular. We still get all these other movies coming in that are all trying to be fantasy and stuff. I think with the Marvel stuff, I think that now we're starting to get maybe people that are maybe looking for an opportunity to take it down, to try and use it as a, you know, they're waiting for that big bomb. You know, if Fantastic Four does as bad as people are expecting, it's the kind of, oh look, we told you it's all rubbish, it's all, and it's like it ain't gonna work like that. Fantastic Four not working out is for a number of different reasons, not because people have got superhero fatigue.
Oh yeah, no, I mean the main reason on that one is because Fox wants to keep the rights to the Fantastic Four franchise, so they said, shoot, we have to do a movie before our rights are up, because their rights agreement, they have to do a specific movie catered to a franchise within a certain amount of years, and they were almost up with Fantastic Four. That's why, boom, we have one coming out now. So that's the reason why that's coming out. And honestly, I think like we've already seen, and even before people have seen the movie and reviewed it, you could tell it wasn't going to be a good one. So
I think one of the things like with this Fantastic Four side of things is there's almost like there's a group of like people that are starting to go, well, it's not properly Marvel. Fox are like, you know, there's this whole thing has been built up around almost like sort of like Fox is almost like the the stepdad that you're not really supposed to go. It's like, no, we don't want to go see it. We don't really want to go. We don't want to support them. If we don't support them, then they'll have to give it back to Marvel, and we get what we want then. I think there's this thing of people now are seeing what's happening with the cinematic universe and what happened with Sony, and people are going, we want X-Men, we want Fantastic Four, we want Deadpool in the main universe, have them all together, rather than this silly kind of like, we've got a deal and we're keeping to it. And it's gonna be, because there's really is starting to, I think with Marvel, specifically maybe with Marvel fanboys, starting to get into that thing of they don't want to support Fantastic Four because they want it to go back to Marvel.
And that's true, and I can totally see that. They're almost seen as like villains, basically, because they don't want to cooperate. Because Disney and Marvel have reached out to everybody who owns the rights to their characters and say, hey, let's work something out. I mean, Sony originally said no, but thanks to that movie in what was it? In North Korea. I mean, North Korea. Something happened, and then Sony tried to figure this out. Made more sense for them to team up, and then look at it now. They're going to get great money out of it, great exposure, and of course, everybody wants their superheroes to be on the same team. So I don't know. I don't know. I think superhero movies are here to stay at least for another 5 years, until something bigger comes out where there's this new fad. But otherwise, they're here to stay. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I think as long as they're making money, they'll be here. I think when we start seeing flops, that's when the film studios are going to maybe be. At the minute, they may be more applicable to doing things like Black Panther and Captain Marvel and Deadpool, because they're thinking we're on a streak. This is going to make money. Once we start having bombs, then it's going to start coming into, we can't do this because we can't afford to lose money on it. That's when we're going to start seeing, when we start seeing TV shows made, Jessica Jones could be one of those movies or TV series that, it's on Netflix, it's slightly different. It could be, if people don't connect with it, it might put, it's part of a bigger problem. But I think DC are being very risky with having 4 TV series based on superheroes out it at once. I think that's a really risky situation for them.
I also think it's risky what they're doing with their movies too, kind of like throwing all these superheroes nobody has been introduced to into the movie really fast too. It'll be risky, but again, this is what people are doing. I mean, this is what the industry's doing. They want these movies out because it's the phase. Everybody likes them because honestly, the majority is not having superhero fatigue. If anything, they want more. So,
I look back and sort of think, right, ever since I was a kid, we had the original Batman 60s show, which I used to watch on TV that I used to hate.
See, another thing you hit it. I love it. Pow! Bang!
But I think for my part, it's like, it was okay like when you were a kid, but once you'd seen Batman with Michael Keaton in it, suddenly then it just was like that. I like that Batman. I don't like, I don't like this cab 60s and then we had the animated TV series as well, and so suddenly Batman, as I was like 10, 12, suddenly become Batman was cool, and that 60s show was not. So we had that. I remember we were watching like Lois and Clark, and Superman on Saturday nights and stuff. So there's and then you had Smallville, and then we've had quite a few different varieties of. There's always been some kind of superhero TV show going back as far as I can ever remember. But it was only ever one a year or 2 a year if you were lucky. I think now where we're looking at 10, 15 series a year, that's when, but then I look at it, people watch soaps, every night of the week. Emmerdale, Coronation Street, EastEnders, every night of the week. The same thing with the same stories just rolling around. So it's just becoming a soap for someone else. Yeah. I don't know if you have them. I don't know if you have them out in the US the same way as we do here. A nightly soap.
No, they're all in the early afternoon here, and there's like 2 of them that have never changed. I think it's All My Children and something else like Date. I don't know. Whatever. I don't watch them, so I don't know.
Yeah. See, here in the UK, there's still a really strong kind of soap opera prime time evening viewing. and it dominates the schedule, and nothing moves off of that. So yeah, anything not so I don't have to watch that is perfect. So yeah, give me as many TV shows as I can.
Well, that's because you guys don't have Top Speed anymore, so that's probably what it is there.
Touch Speed?
No, I'm sorry, I said it wrong. The oh my god, why am I blanking here? The car show,
Top Gear.
Top Gear. I don't know why I said Top Speed. Yeah, you guys don't have that anymore, so that's all you have to watch.
Well, yeah, and speaking of this kind of thing, they've just signed a deal with Amazon for their Amazon Prime, so they're going to a digital-only platform.
Got it.
Yeah. So yeah,
you can only watch so much Doctor Who. So
yes,
yeah,
yeah, that's all. That's just on.
All right, well, I'm going to go watch another superhero movie right now, so yes. I'll see you guys later.
Your thoughts. Let us know in the comments below. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Remember to like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Carrier Pigeon. I am not actually kidding on this. I've got a story on Carrier Pigeon. Yesterday, we actually had a carrier pigeon, a homing pigeon, fly into our bathroom. It had little clips around its leg. We had to pick it up and put it outside, and it was gone by the morning. So we did actually have No, I picked it up as it had some names on it, so I put it down. So I did actually have a carrier pigeon come to me. So that's the new social media network. I am not joking on this.
How does it carry a podcast? Did you have to tie an iPod to it or something?
Yeah, it's plugging in the cable, and the back is the problem.
Oh no. All right.
On that note,
thank you to our Patreons.
Patreons, yes. We got sortapps.com, and we've also got magicbandcollectors.com. So big thank you for that one. James at Infinity Museum. So yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap up this week's show. We'll be back with some more episodes after D23 with hopefully a lot of information. Yeah, so we shall see you guys later.
Later. Fatigue.